There are 6 main factors that affect climate of a particular area: latitude, continentality, topography, prevailing winds, ocean currents, and lastly, humans. To explain how these different factors intertwine and affect climate, I will compare and contrast the climates of Seattle, Washington to Miami, Florida. With Seattle's latitude of 47.6 degrees, it is far up north, almost reaching Canada, giving the area a cooler and drier climate. Miami, on the other hand, is near the equator in the tropical region at 25.8 degrees, giving the area a warmer and more moist climate. Seattle is about 100 miles from the Pacific Ocean, but sits next to the Puget Sound, which feeds into the Pacific Ocean through the Strait of Juan de Fuca, making it not very far inland from the ocean, so not very continental. Right on the Atlantic Ocean, Miami is definitely not continental, receiving warm, moist ocean air. Because of the topography of the Olympic Mountains, the wind blowing from west to east has to go around the mountains and through the Puget Sound, bringing moisture and much precipitation. While Seattle is about 521 feet above sea level, Miami averages to only about 6 feet above sea level, with no mountains as buffers to the tropical ocean breeze. Depending on the season, there are different types of air masses that are carried by the prevailing winds. Dominating the winter, cool and humid maritime polar air moves from the west into Seattle. In Miami, maritime tropical air dominates almost year-round, but this warm and moist air circulating from the equator often produces hurricanes. Northern Pacific currents run along the west coast of Washington state, while the Gulf streams run along the coast of Florida. The waters surrounding Seattle, including the Pacific Ocean, help make the weather conditions more mild. If either of these locations were farther inland, they would be significantly less affected by the moist ocean air and would be drier as a result. Both Seattle and Miami are very developed cities with high populations. But Miami also attracts many tourists each year, adding to more pollution and possibly even a warmer climate. Although Seattle is very built up as well, it is protected by the trees, mountains, and lakes, cooling down the climate. As you can see, there are a lot of different factors that go into making a particular climate, and all of these factors interact with one another, creating these many different unique climates across the globe.